We are at the cusp of the October Carnival. It is 1 month and probably less than a month away from the October Carnival. So it is quite unfortunate at this time, after having to submit these questions in keeping with the standing orders, that the Secretary can come here today and is unable to answer this question.
Councillor Boris agreed to provide the answer in writing within a week's time. However, Minority Councillor Petal Daniel Benoit raised concerns.
Is it that the Secretary is not aware of the budget for Tobago Carnival? Is it that the Secretary is not aware of what is in place to support stakeholders? Will they have grants?
When another question was posed, a request for a deferral occurred once more.
Madam Presiding Officer, I received a notice of question 85 and 86 3 days ago. So at this time, I'm not in a position to provide a response, so I'm also requesting a deferral for this question, and the 1 week timeline is sufficient.
At this point, the presiding officer deemed the response to be unacceptable.
I would say this. I am beginning to become extremely disappointed. I believe you all are provided enough staff, enough time to respond to questions.
Taylor cautioned the House against making requests for deferrals in future sittings. Candace Jackson, Tobago Updates, Television News.
To some other news now, the Port Authority has announced its intention to appeal a recent High Court ruling. The ruling cleared Maritime attorney Nairi Alfonso and the two others of wrongdoing in the acquisition of the superfast Galatia ferry nearly a decade ago. In a press release, the Port Authority emphasized that it would allow the legal process to proceed. The Port Authority's senior counsel has advised that there is a good chance of success on appeal. The statement also criticized the comments made by Alfonso, rejecting her claim of spite on the part of the government in bringing the lawsuit as self-serving and without foundation. The lawsuit alleged breach of fiduciary duty, but the court ruled that it had not been established. The superfast Galatia operated as a cargo vessel on the Inter-Island Sea Bridge between 2014 and 2016. Stay with us, more news coming up after the break.
We are going on a new journey. Tobago now has its very own carnival. She like loud music and
platinum touch.
From the experts that created the Zinger sandwich comes the KFC Crispy Barbecue Zinger.
The only one I see is you.
Cheddar cheese, crispy onions, the most delicious Kentucky Fried Chicken, and barbecue sauce. Get ready for a whole new level of flavor.
Welcome back. With anticipation building for Monday's reading of the national budget, Chief Secretary Farley Augustine is optimistic about receiving a more substantial allocation. The Assembly has requested $4.54 billion from the central government, and Augustine hopes it approaches the 6.9% allocation recommended by the Dispute Resolution Committee. If it cannot be that high, he is willing to accept a budget closer to the medium point, around 5%.
You know, we heard recently when we had the town hall meeting for those affected by the CAL strike and inter-island transportation woes, those in the tourism sector especially, we heard from one of the larger conglomerates in the space that between 5 to 7% of their profit from their business comes from doing business in Tobago. And all of these companies, all of these enterprises, all of their taxes are remitted in Trinidad. The Tobagonian doesn't benefit from them.
He hopes that this data encourages the Minister of Finance, Colm Imbert, to allocate a higher percentage of the national budget. In the previous fiscal year, the THA requested $3.97 billion, but received $2.5 billion, representing 4.3% of the budget. Imbert noted that last year's allocation was consistent with past budgets when the breakdown is compared. This includes funds for recurrent expenditure, development programs, URP and CPEP, as well as financing for major projects and coastal protection in Tobago. Continuing with budget requests, Opposition Leader Kamla Prasad Bisesa has urged the government to support students by providing laptops, financial grants and free school transport in the upcoming budget. She called for the reinstatement of the school laptop program initiated during her administration. Prasad Bisesa proposed an annual grant of $1,500 for primary school pupils and an additional discretionary grant of $2,000 for secondary school students in need. She highlighted the challenges faced by students during the COVID-19 pandemic, emphasizing the importance of these measures in supporting families struggling with the cost of education. She urged the government to ensure that no child is left behind. Switching to some news of health, arthritis is a degenerative joint condition that leads to pain, swelling, and stiffness, limiting a person's mobility. According to the World Health Organization, approximately 528 million people worldwide are dealing with arthritis. Among them, 73% are over 55 years old and 60% are female. This condition also affects the people of Tobago. As a result, the Tobago Regional Health Authority has launched a public awareness campaign. Reporter Tanika Cruikshank provides further details in this report.
Tobago has a significant older population and they are prone to illnesses such as arthritis, as noted by Chairman of the Tobago Regional Health Authority Board, Chrislyn Moore. For this reason, she stated that they are implementing measures to ensure the public adheres to preventatives and recovery guidelines, which will be made to the public in January 2024.
We cannot accommodate all the persons that will be referred without an intervention. So the purpose of today's activity is really to try to publicize the interventions that we are making in the field of, or in the area of arthritis as it intersects with physiotherapy.
Awareness of arthritis is essential for individuals with the disease or those interested in learning more about it. Rheumatoid arthritis, one of the leading causes of mortality in Trinidad and Tobago, was projected to result in 8 deaths in 2020, according to the World Health Organization. With the help of the physiotherapy department and other collaborations, Moore emphasized that the seminar is a concern of the community.
I think it shows the love that the department has for the persons that it interacts with, and also the trust that the community has in the department. And I think as today's seminar unfolds, you're going to have more and more people being empowered and more people being encouraged to come forward and seek the information that they need in order to put themselves on a better healthcare path.
To receive physical therapy, an individual requires a referral from a doctor, as stated by Dr. Kamaria Keynes-Dumas-Jack, a physiotherapist at the Tobago Regional Health Authority. She further explained that Trinidad and Tobago is a member of the World Federation of Physiotherapy, and the primary objective of her profession is to educate the public about various types of conditions, not just arthritis.
A lot of persons only know about osteoarthritis, which is the degeneration of the joint. But there are so many different aspects to arthritis, and the treatment may be slightly different. So it's important for you to be well diagnosed, and so that treatment can be appropriate.
Tanika Cruikshank, Tobago Updates Television News.
Well, the Tobago Cycling Classic is on and continues into the weekend. We'll tell you more about it in our sport report coming up next.
Summerama, real steam for the summer at Standard. Is a dream for the summer. Dreamy, steamy, Standard. What you have? All the best deals, no drama. Standard be beat like a hammer. Go tell your friend, tell your papa, tell your mama. We got more. Standards have what is searching for. Quality brand, discounts galore. New things for the summer, online in store. Summertime is here, so make the most out of it at Standard. Never beating on quality and price. It's nice.
Mount Pleasant Credit Union Back to School Loan Promotion. Loans up to $15,000. Requirements: job letter and a payslip no more than 1 month old. Utility bill, copy of book list, salary deduction, 10% down payment. For self-employed persons, evidence of income and expenditure, bank statement, 12 to 18 months. Other supporting document. Promotion ends October 18. Contact us at 639-8375 or 8108, or check us out on www.mpcutobago.com or email us at loan@mpcutobago.com. Mount Pleasant Credit Union's Back to School Loan Promotion.
Welcome to a sport report. The highly anticipated Tobago International Cycling Classic has returned, drawing cyclists from across the globe to partake in this thrilling 5-day event that encompasses the entire island. Candice Jackson provides the latest updates on the current leaders in the competition.
American road cyclist Jonathan Brown picked up right where he left off at last year's Tobago International Cycling Classic as he pedaled to victory in Stage 1, Division 1 Elite Thursday. Represented Miami Blazers, Brown conquered the grueling 100-kilometer course in 2 hours, 30 minutes and 19.30 seconds. He was last year's TICC overall champion after 3 stages. Decorated but retired veteran TNT cyclist Emil Abraham placed 6th overall in 2 hours, 33 minutes and 52.92 seconds. Abraham was also the first in the Masters 40-plus division. Of the 36 competing Division 1 elite cyclists, only 22 riders completed the course, which began and ended at Grange Bay, Mount Irving. Thursday's opening stage consisted of 5 20-kilometer laps. Friday's Stage 2 started and finished at Milford Road Extension. Division 1 cyclists covered 90 kilometers, 9 laps, with sprint points up for grabs. The penultimate stage rides off on Saturday, while the Classic climaxes with its feature event, a 120-kilometer Stage 4 Tour of Tobago, which will start and end at the Scarborough Esplanade. Cyclists from Trinidad and Tobago and around the Caribbean, Central America, South America, and the U.S. make up the majority of the field. Candice Jackson, Tobago Updates Television News.
A $20,000 prize is up for grabs in the T10 Windball Cricket Championship, hosted by the Canaan Bonacord Sports Club. The tournament will take place throughout the month of October, and the sport reporter Marcus Daniel tells us what to expect.
12 community-based teams will compete for a whopping $20,000 first prize in the Canaan Bonacord Sports Club Tobago T10 Community Windball Cricket Championships. The tournament bowls off this Sunday at Pirate Square in Bacalet. The club will once again collaborate with the Ministry of Sport and Community Development for this one-month event. Event coordinator Marcus Daniel stated that the objective of the tournament is to bring communities across Tobago together for healthy rivalry, fun and entertainment. It also presents an opportunity to identify new talent and for concessionaires to showcase their culinary skills while earning a living. Daniel added, the event will once again feature 1 female player per team. Pirate Square will be divided into 2 playing grounds, allowing for simultaneous matches. Games will take place on weekends from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. with the final scheduled for October 22nd. DXL Compound Spartans played unbeaten in 2022 to claim the trophy. The other teams aiming to dethrone the Spartans include the Pembroke Upsetters, Mason Hall Challengers, Patience Hill Invincibles, Belgarden Smashers, HACC Roxborough United, Mainridge Challengers, Juice Boko United, Concordia Rising Stars, Wim Sharks, Cabs Solution Roxborough Gunners, and Betty Soap Scraper. Marcus Daniel, Tobago Update Sports.
Well, in an electrifying display of skill and determination, Sardis FC and Stokely Vale emerged victorious in their semi-final matchups during the ongoing Tobago Football Association FA Cup. The intense battles unfolded at the Dwight York Stadium, and we bring you all the highlights in this report.
It was an evening of goals and goalkeeping blunders in the semi-final action of the Tobago Football Association FA Cup. When the dust settled, fans were thoroughly entertained as a total of 14 goals were scored in the two matches at the Dwight York Stadium. A rampant Sidees FC trounced Golden Lane FC 6-1, with the diminutive figure of Stephen Antoine notching a sublime hat-trick. Antoine scored his first goal of the night from the corner in the 3rd minute. He got his brace in a deja vu-like manner in the 25th minute. The speedy forward completed the hat-trick with a solo effort in the 75th minute, making it 5-1 for the Speyside boys. Also finding the net en route was Weir Adams in the 47th minute, Kyle Davidson in the 57th minute, and Pavel Warwick in the 90th minute. Meanwhile, Stokely Vale held off a determined Georgia FC 4-3 to set up a dream final on October 7th. Kwame McDougall was the star of the show, completing a hat-trick of goals for the winners. McDougall opened his account in the 25th minute by cleaning up from the untidy keeper. In the 31st minute, McDougall tried his luck from a distance and was rewarded, albeit due to sloppy goalkeeping. The youngster capped off a perfect night with a long-range effort. Stefano Wright contributed to Stokely Vale's 4th goal in the 29th minute. Jason Washington found the target twice for Georgia, while Dion Thomas assisted with the 3rd. Candace Jackson, Tobago Updates Television News.
And that's it for sport. We'll take a short break and come back with more news right after this. World Maritime Day is observed to honor individuals working in the maritime industry while raising awareness of industry challenges like shipping, environmental concerns, and marine trade. September 28th was designated by the International Maritime Organization as World Maritime Day. Maritime surveyor and marine engineer Ricardo Alfred appeared on the Tobago Updates morning show and shared further insight on World Maritime Day. Ariana Sipiu tells us more.
This year's theme for World Maritime Day, MARPOL, or Commitment Goes On, underscores the IMO's enduring commitment to safeguarding the environment from the impacts of shipping. The theme highlights the International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships, which is dedicated to preventing pollution in the marine environment caused by ships. In the context of World Maritime Day, maritime surveyor Ricardo Alfred believes that Tobago has significant potential owing to its strategic geographic location.
When you look at the maritime industry, it's very wide as relates from not just ships but into the entire port development as relates to, building things like a jetty, a shipyard, the dry dock facilities.
Alfred explained the roles and responsibilities of a marine surveyor, underscoring their significance in ensuring the safety and upkeep of a ship.
As a maritime surveyor, I am basically charged with ensuring that ships are seaworthy as it relates to the hull integrity, as it relates to the engine, ensuring that the maintenance part of it is taken care of.
He delved into the criteria for determining a ship's seaworthiness. In Tobago, smaller vessels like reef boats undergo annual inspections to ensure that their owners are capable of tasks like barnacle removal and engine maintenance. This is essential for obtaining a certificate of compliance to continue their operations. Alfred also outlined various tasks he performs to establish a ship's seaworthiness.
If I start to examine a ship, what I will do is, if the ship is in the water, I would want to go on board the vessel and I will want to check the lowest part of the vessel to ensure if there's any breach of the hull in terms of any water coming in. You look at the engine, if you see any oil stains or any compromising stuff.
Alfred highlighted the extensive scope of the maritime industry, which encompasses sectors like fishing. He discussed the red flag issued by the EU but expressed the view that it has limited impact on Tobago, primarily because the island's clients are predominantly based in the US. Additionally, he emphasized that there are significant unexplored opportunities within the maritime industry. Ariana Scipio, Tobago Updates Television News.
Now, for some news of weather, according to the Trinidad and Tobago Met Office, expect a mostly clear and warm night with temperatures around 27 degrees Celsius. Saturday will be predominantly hot and sunny with a low chance of 1 or 2 isolated showers. Overnight, conditions will remain mostly clear. Temperatures will reach a high of 33 degrees Celsius with a low of 27 degrees Celsius. Similar weather conditions are forecasted for Sunday with a low chance of the occasional afternoon shower and a fair and warm night. During the weekend, the seas may occasionally become choppy due to the combined effects of northerly long period swells and the spring tides. Wave heights will be up to 1.8 meters in open waters and below 1.2 meters in sheltered areas. Well, recapping the headlines, Chief Secretary hopes for 5% of the national budget. Presiding officer reprimands Assemblyman for deferring questions. Motion to establish Tobago Public Transportation Company passed. And American cyclist Jonathan Brown continues winning streak in this year's Tobago International Cycling Classic. I'm Patricia Nicholson Richards, thanking you so much for joining us and wishing you a good night.